I found out a few days ago that my girlfriend cheated on me. We were together for 4 years and lived together for 2. She could be self-centered and had a way of making everything about her. But I never expected her to stray like this. D-Day was 3 weeks ago. I caught her after noticing she was glued to her phone, staying out late and constantly too tired to have sex. We used to have sex 3 to 4 times a week, and it dwindled down to once in 2 weeks, if that. One night, I saw a notification pop up on her laptop while she was sleeping. I dug further and found an entire thread of messages with a guy from her gym. There were nudes and discussions of the good times they had. When I confronted her, she broke down crying, saying it was a mistake and that it didn't mean anything. I told her I didn't care if it meant something or not. Cheating is a choice, and she made it. I told her to pack her stuff and leave. She moved out the next day. I blocked her on everything except email so we could sort out the lease which she was still on. I went no contact after that. I knew her all too well and knew she was going to weasel her way back into my life in some way. And I was right. A few days ago, I got a letter from her. It was a confession that she cheated again, this time with a coworker. She said it only happened once, that she was drunk and hates herself for it. She also said she started therapy to fix herself and that her biggest regret is losing me. Reading it, I realized how little it mattered whether she was sorry or not. I don't care if she's in therapy or crying every night. She knew what she was doing both times. She made deliberate decisions, knowing it would devastate me if I found out. That's who she is. I haven't replied to her, and I don't plan to. She sent another letter yesterday, basically explaining how her life is falling apart without me. She also sent 2 emails about how she wants me to be with someone who deserves me, but also that she still loves me. She claims she just wants to earn my respect back. None of that means anything to me. You don't cheat on someone you respect, and you don't destroy someone you love. The thing that sticks with me is how much of her letters are about herself. She talks about how she was made insecure as a kid, about her parents' nasty divorce, about how she has deep-seated mental health issues and needs validation as a result of them. But they're all excuses, and I don't want to keep hearing them. Here's where I'm stuck. I believe she loves me, or at least that she thinks she does. I believe she regrets hurting me. But how can someone who loves you do this? She did it on 2 separate occasions, fully knowing it would crush me if I ever found out. Here's what I can't wrap my head around. I believe her when she says she loves me and regrets hurting me. I can see she's ashamed. But if you truly love someone, how do you cheat not once, but twice? How can love and betrayal exist in the same person like that? Story 2. Pregnant wife had a 5-month-long affair. I have been with my wife for 13 years. I was only 19 and she 18 when we started dating. We have a 3-year-old child together and discovered she was pregnant September 2018. He was born June 6th. Just a couple days ago, she finally confessed that she has had a physical affair, which lasted from November through March with a coworker, again while she was pregnant with my son. She told me it originally started as an emotional affair in September, right around when she found out she was pregnant. I feel so lost and devastated that my partner of 13 years could betray me like this. That these last couple of months I have been living were a lie. That while we were living as a family, going to the zoo, celebrating Thanksgiving, Christmas, our daughter's birthday, while I was in the hospital for her C-section, she had been having sex and talking to someone else. She even told me he texted her after the C-section asking how it went. She told me the first time she was with him was right after a work function. I looked at my text history from that day, and it was so normal. All she said was, "Hey, about to leave work. Going to stop for food on the way home. See you soon." But no, she was out having sex with someone else while I was home watching our daughter. November was also the last time my wife and I had sex. She stopped having sex with me because she was with someone else. She even said to me, "I'm not a slut. I won't have sex with multiple people at the same time. That's why I stopped having sex with you." I always thought that she just wasn't up for it because of being pregnant. We've been talking a lot the past few days on how we've got here. She's basically told me she's felt extremely distant and disconnected from me. Like I don't like or listen to her anymore. She said she started feeling this way around September 2017. Ironically, this was right around the time I terribly injured my back. For months, I could barely walk. I couldn't put my shoes on. My leg would feel like it was on fire and go numb. I still have chronic 24/7 pain to this day. I know I wasn't myself during this time. I was extremely depressed and would cry a lot. Sometimes I would lash out in anger because of my pain. I wasn't able to be there for her because of what I was going through. Still, I never realized things had been that bad between us. I know we had rough patches, but thought we moved past it. I also know I haven't been the best husband. She always does 90% of the housework, drops and picks up our daughter from daycare. I stopped wearing my wedding ring a while ago, not for any good reason, just that it was uncomfortable and bothered me. I can be emotionally distant and dismissive at times. That sometimes I am really only affectionate with her when I wanted to have sex. She also said the last straw with feeling any connection with me was how my reaction to her finding out she was pregnant was so cold. I pretty much just said, yeah, not surprised. I know how it works. I feel so bad for my 3-year-old daughter for what is going to happen. Her entire life has been her parents in a single-family home, and I can't believe this is where my partner and I are after so many years together. Am I completely insane for even considering trying to work things out between my wife and I? Update: wife had an affair while pregnant. 2.5-year update. Quick backstory. My now ex-wife started an affair with a coworker in the fall of 2018 while pregnant. Our son was born June 2019, and the affair came out in July when son was about a month old. We divorced and she moved out of our house shortly after. Feel free to look at my post history or ask if you're interested in any other info. I've been living alone for over 2 years now, still in the house we originally bought together. I also have our 2 kids 50% of the time. Even on days I don't have the kids, I still get to bring them to and from school, daycare every day. Things seem pretty normal and routine at this point, and I don't get triggered anymore. The best is that I feel like I can bond better with my son now. He used to be such a trigger, and it would be really difficult to feel bonded, knowing my ex-wife was carrying him during the affair. I haven't heard anything about AP since the divorce. I think that fell apart pretty quickly once everything came out. I started dating about a year ago and met someone that I get along really well with. She's met the kids a few times, and they really like her. We've even all done some small day trips together. It does seem a little funny now that ex-wife is single after the affair while I am dating. I guess I'm sad on the kids' behalf that they have to grow up with divorced parents, and obviously it's something I never wanted for them. But overall, things aren't too bad, and I'm trying my best for them. Damn, man, that's a rough story, but it sounds like you've built a solid life for yourself and your kids, despite all the crap she put you through. Walking away when you did was probably the best thing you could have done. No trying to fix something she'd already destroyed. No dragging it out. That takes guts, especially with young kids in the mix. It's good to hear you're bonding with your son now. I can only imagine how hard that must have been at first with all the reminders of what she did. But you pushed through it and stayed present for him and your daughter. That's what matters. Honestly, her being single now is just the fallout of her own choices. You did the hard work of moving on, and she's still sitting in the mess she made. I wouldn't feel bad for her at all. Your kids are lucky to have a dad who stepped up instead of breaking down.